Hey now, everybody. Welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news from Dungeons & Dragons Online, the tabletop, and beyond. I am your host, Drac, for this evening, and with me is the one and the only Evil Beeker.
Hey, everybody. Good to be back.
How are you, sir?
I am moderately okay.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Sometimes that's all you can hope for.
I mean, as long as you're above ground, that is the best day, they say.
Yep. Yeah, upright and breathing.
There you go. That's
pretty good. No, it's I'm doing okay. It's officially free RPG day as we record this, and Drac and I have plenty to talk about that.
We do, and it was. I know you're getting pretty much the same weather that I'm getting. It was hotter than hell outside today.
It was pouring sheets as I was driving there. It was kind of scary, in fact.
I wish I would have had the rain. It might have made it cooler, but at least I didn't stand out line or anything. But we'll talk about that later, though. Let's jump right into it, because when you're here, it's always a long show, because there's always a lot to talk about, it seems like.
Yeah. Well, hey, we'll power through.
All right, let's jump into the game news, and that is Myth Drannor. Drannor. I did it again. I even practiced before the show. I kept saying Drannor, and I freaking did it again. I have this mental block. Yes, Drannor.
I'm gonna have to get a bottle of Drano. Put myth on the corner, and we'll take a picture of that. For the show.
Yes, please do that. Yes, damn it! I swear for 10 minutes I was saying Drannor.
That's funny.
That is funny. Anyway.
Indeed. I'll tell you right now, it would make Ed laugh, so you're good.
Well, okay. There you go. I will have to tell him my woes if I see him at Gen Con. Yeah, the expansion is now live for pre-order. This is a little bit of older news. It's been live for about a week, but, life suck at it and all that, so we're talking about it now, but here we go. It's just like last time. There are 3 flavors of it. You get the standard edition, the collector's, and the ultimate fan bundle. Pricing right in line with what the last expansions were as well. Standard edition features the expansion content and the Eladrin character race. That is $39.99. Then the collector's edition features the content, the Eladrin. You get the wild mage archetype. You also get the elven marksman cosmetic set, the elven marksman steed, and the armored Koshi pet. A level 14 hireling Eladrin druid, which Beeker and I found out is horrible, but
it has the kamikaze setting that I wish we could turn off.
Yeah, and was kind of done with some pathing too, but it's hireling, so what are we going to do? And you also get 1 character slot with that. That is $79.99. And then, of course, you have the granddaddy of them all, the Ultimate Fan Bundle. The content, the Eladrin, the Wild Mage, the Marksman's Cosmetic Set, the Steed, the Koshi Pet, the 14 hireling. But on top of all that, you get 2 character slots for a 3 total. You get the Eladrin Chaos Mancer Iconic Hero. You get the Chaos Mancer Cosmetic Outfit. You also get a level 34 version of the Eladrin Druid. You get the Red Wizard Cosmetic Set, the Red Wizard Carpet Mount, which is a flying carpet. The Netherese Imp Pet. You get a +3 racial tome for every character. Then you get a dimensional hireling folder. That is limit 1 per account. You also get a character bank, 20 slots for your character bank. Once again, limit 1 per account. Shared account bank, you get 10 extra slots. And you get the teleport trinket to the realm itself for $129.99. Once again, prices in line with what they were last time.
Yeah, we saw the carpet. I mean, we had it on my stream that one night we played DDO, but I haven't seen the Red Wizard cosmetic yet.
That is what I am wearing. So you must not have paid
Oh,
attention to what I was wearing, because that's what I was wearing.
really? Okay. Because I thought you had a cosmetic over the top of it.
So go watch Beeker's stream and you can see it.
Mm.
I have it
I get
linked
that.
in the show notes.
Okay, I'll have to pay more attention then.
That's the one I'm putting in. Because full
Okay.
disclosure, since we're talking about that, SSG did send Pine Leap and I both a code for the Ultimate Fan Bundle. So I have been kind of showing that off on Beaker's stream. I showed the carpet off. I didn't really say I had the cosmetics set on, but I had that on, and we looked at the
Okay.
hireling, and I got the impet out, so watch the
That I
video.
did see.
Yes, yeah. So I'm thinking about actually because I haven't seen anybody do it yet, which I'm surprised. I'm thinking about making a video just showing all the stuff off, because to my knowledge, nobody has released a video yet. I'm sure like Voodoo and all of them have probably done something on their Twitch streams, but nobody's just done a straight video of
Yeah.
of all the stuff.
And kamikaze-ness aside, I did notice that when you had the Eladrin Druid out, it did. It was doing like greater vigor on us, which
Yes.
is pretty,
Yeah.
which is awesome. I mean, that's a great spell for prolonged combat and things like that. So I was very happy to see that.
And I like the look of her too a lot.
It's so red.
Yeah, it is pretty red though. I'm not sure why they quite went with the red theme, but maybe Red Wizards of Thay, they were sticking with the whole red thing. I don't know, but yeah.
Now Druid would be green to me, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you had choices in character creation, and they for some reason went with the red. But let me know if you guys would like to see a video of just all of the stuff that you get. I will be happy to make a video of that. But that's what people would like to see. And then along with the pre-order, Standing Snow Games did put up a little fact like they always do. If you want to wait to purchase the expansion with store points, you can do that. Save up your points. It will be in the store tentatively January 2025. They're saying 2,995 points to pick up the expansion. And then if you want the Eladrin character race, that's going to be 1,595 points, so 1,595. And if you want the Chaos Mancer Iconic, it's going to be 1,395 points. And then if you want the Wild Mage Archetypes, which is free to VIPs, keep that in mind, 995 points. And then the +3 racial action point tome will be 2,995 points per character that you want to get that for. And then the racial action point tome upgrade +1 to 3 will be 1,000 points per character. And then +2 to 3 will be 500 points per character. And then if you have problems getting your stuff, what you have to do this time is once you purchase the expansion and you enter the code for your account, you will just have to go talk to a NPC either in Evening Star or the Eberron Hall of Heroes. Narhish is the name. They can be found near the entrance to Thunder Peaks in Evening Star or in the Eberron Hall of Heroes. They are kinda down from where the VIP guy is, the guy that you had talked to get your VIP reward every month. Just down along the wall is where they are in the Hall of Heroes, if I remember right. Speak to that NPC and you can claim all of your items. Then, like we said, the Wild Mage Sorcerer is going to be free to VIPs. The Eladrin will also be free to VIPs. Character slots are for every game world. Then how many quests are going to be in the expansion? They did say there's going to be 13 quests in addition to a new wilderness area and raid content. As the last couple expansions, the raid content is going to be released in an update following the release of the expansion, which they've done that, I think, the past 2 expansions, maybe 3.
Which one was it? Ravenloft that blew up in their face?
Yes.
I think it was the Baba Yaga raid.
Yeah, the Baba Yaga raid. Yeah. Seems like, there was lot of problems with that. And then if you misplace your cosmetics, they say you can reacquire those just by speaking to that NPC again. They will give you the cosmetics. So, like if you maybe accidentally delete them or something, you can go back and get them again. And then for the companions, the creature companion and the steeds, you don't need to speak to anybody about that. That is automatically delivered. And those are going to go to your creature companion and your mount stables automatically. So just open those up and you'll find the carpet and the other horse and their creature companions. And then the character bank space in the Ultimate Edition is only available to one character on your account. So make sure that you claim that benefit on the character and the game world you wish to apply the character blank slot to. So just remember that. And then
I would be interested to know what's the maximum amount of character bank slots you can have if you bought every expansion and then maybe didn't like buy it in the store or whatever. But
yeah,
like,
I don't know.
What's the maximum character bank space you could have? Like is it like I have like 60 and I think that's way too much. But I'm sure that you could have like hundreds or 200s. It's like,
I mean, if you could see, I had thought at one point, and then all of a sudden something changed because I swear I remember them because people said they wanted more bank space and they were limited on how many they could give us, but now they just hand them out all the time in expansions.
Yeah.
So I wonder if something changed in the code or something, but yeah, I think I have maybe 50 or 62 probably now.
Yeah.
And that is a lot of space.
Yeah, I mean, it's only on one character, but
right. But still,
if you always put it on the same character, what's the maximum amount of bank space that you can have? Because there's always that big problem where people were keeping stuff in their mailbox,
right?
Yeah, and so yeah, I'm just curious.
I will have to ask Cordovan that question actually, because that is a good question. Or if anybody knows, respond over on YouTube or over on the site or podcast at ddoplayers.com, because I'm not sure. That is a good question, though.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, to wrap up, the quests are going to be 13 in Heroic and 35 on Legendary.
I do like the 13.
Yes.
Because you can go now if you're just focusing on new content, you can go from Ravenloft to Myth Drannor to Sharn, 1, 2, 3.
Right, exactly.
And, I like that.
Yeah, and then I kind of think like that level 13, like the 12 to 14 range, that's always like where you don't have a lot of choices in Quest, really.
Yeah. Well, look at us, we're doing Giant Hold right now.
Right.
But Giant Hold old content. I mean, it's still fun.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for newer equipment, or like we're going to do another life after this one when we're running, and then we're going to do different stuff all the way up to 20 rather than what we did before. So I like that. I like that it's right in that sweet spot of 13 there.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. So there you go. Like I said, you can bank up your points if you don't want to spend monies on the expansion. You can do that. You're just going to have to wait a little longer, but that's everything about this expansion is right in line with what they've been doing for the past several expansions, though. So nothing should be real super surprising about that. The release date is tentatively scheduled for July 31st, 2024. And then they did add the little caveat: in the event of a delay, you will receive the expansion content and items no later than August 30th, 2024. Guess their lawyers made them put that in.
Well, hey, cover your ass.
Exactly. So, yes, so July 31st is when the expansion hits, which kind of makes me sad because I won't be able to play the expansion until I get back from Gen Con, but here we are. And that is really all of the game news. That was just the big game news. Other than, I did forget, there was a small update, update 68.0.1, that was released on Thursday, June 20th, so just a few days ago as we record this. Not a lot in here. The big thing is, which we will talk about this here too. They have rolled back an update to the Open AL, not AI, but AL. That when I first read this, I'm like, what do you mean Open AI? They're using AI in the game? And then I'm like, oh, that's an L. Never mind. That was introduced with update 67.3. This did correct an issue where the voice chat was not functioning.
Well, and you were having weird sound problems too.
Where
like your microphone wasn't being detected by the game or something like that.
Which, actually, that was not the game's fault. I figured that out.
Oh, okay. But there was reports of people with sound problems.
The amount of people that were complaining the in-game chat was not working blew my mind.
Yeah, I can't even remember the last time.
I can't tell you either.
Yeah, because as soon as Discord came along, the online chat was pretty much
apparently I learned a lot of people play the game much different than I do, because a lot of people pug like all the time.
Sure.
And that's what they use the in-game chat for.
Yeah, I remember.
And I'm like, I could not, because anytime they would, like on the forums or on Facebook or X or anywhere, they would post anything. That was the first thing people said, when are you going to fix the in-game voice chat? And I'm like, why do you care? But apparently people play the game a lot different than me, because I never bug.
Yeah. And we don't pug as much, as we used to for reasons.
But people are happy now, because apparently this did fix it. So I'm not exactly sure what that Open AL is. Must be some.
I think that's probably some sort of some voice chat or sound driver or something like that. Okay. It doesn't ring any bells with me either.
Yeah, I was going to look it up to see exactly what it was. But apparently the update, that's what borked the in-game chat. And then there was some other, like you said, there was some other weird sound issues that were happening. All that is now corrected. Then the Wild Mage Sorcerer archetype had a little bit of an issue with past lives. They will now properly persist through multiple reincarnations.
This hasn't even been out a month.
Right. Right. That's what I was thinking.
People still have multiple reincarnations already?
Yeah. Because apparently people, I guess what was happening was you would reincarnate once and it would work, but then you would go reincarnate again, and then you weren't getting credit for that second one. That's now fixed. They did say if you did run into the problem, contact customer support, and they can flag that other however many lives you're missing. They apparently can see that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I'm like, why? Like, how, people? Like, how? Like, how fast do people level? Jesus.
Well, maybe if I was retired and really rich, then I could do it.
God, I guess. But there you go.
Still fun. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah. It's just, I was shocked at that, too. The memory puzzle in Riding the Storm Out is now working properly. And then I think what, hands down, I'm going to call it now, is the best patch note in any DDO patch. This is the funnest bug, I think, that has ever been in the game, and I wish I could have seen this. It is now corrected, though. But Selemus, everybody's friend Selemus, will no longer prevent the tutorial quest from being completed if squirrels appear in the grotto.
I had no idea.
What it was is if people were in the grotto doing the tutorial quest and they used magic and they were a wild mage and a wild magic surge happened, I guess one of the things that can happen is it can make a squirrel appear.
Oh my God.
That's one of the wild magic things. And apparently Selemus went like crazy and just zoned in on the squirrel and just kept killing these squirrels that were appearing. And you couldn't do anything with the quest because all she would do was just hunt down squirrels, which is amazing, right? Like, I'm like, I wish I could have seen this. But
I mean, no, that is definitely different.
It's got to be I think the best unintended bug ever because that's just amazing. Who knew Salimas hated squirrels?
The squirrel jihad of 868.
Oh, that might have to be a show title.
The squirrel jihad.
Yeah, it might get me in trouble, but that might be worth it. They also corrected a typo in the Wild Strike tooltip. They corrected a string table error in the Racial Tome tooltip. And the Ladrin Chaos Mancer iconic hero is now properly offering you the choice of Wisdom, Intelligence, and Charisma in enhancement tree cores instead of Dex, Intelligence, and Charisma, which is probably a good thing for the Chaos Mancer.
Cool.
And there we go. That is the game news, unless there's anything else about DDO you want to talk about. But I think that pretty much that covers all of the game news. Like I said, there's not much going on with the game other than, like I said, the big thing is just the expansion and everybody's doing the Wild Mage Sorcerer and the Chaos Mancer and all of that. So let's jump in and see what is coming in from the dungeon. We do have news that the Dungeons & Dragons stamps, which we talked about, it's been a while now, are going to be released at Gen Con Indy. And who was it on a podcast that said they would be stupid not to release these at Gen Con? Oh, yeah, that was me.
Well, I mean, I'm very happy to see some Larry art on it.
Yeah.
But I'm disappointed that being the 50th anniversary, there wasn't more classic art on these stamps. The rest of it is all new art. I mean, almost all of it.
Yeah, it's pretty much, think about all of them. Yeah.
And you know how I feel about purple and pastel.
Right. Well, yeah, that's... we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, I'm liking the Larry one. I mean, they got it in here twice. Well, I think they got a couple of them in here twice. Yeah. If that's the stamp sheet. So
yes, so supposedly that is the what they sent me in the press release, and they said this is what the stamp sheet will look like. So if you find yourself at Gen Con Indy, you can go to Lucas Oil Stadium. And that is going to be really near where Wizards of the Coast is going to be, which I'm even shocked they're actually going to have a quote-unquote booth presence this year, but apparently they are. Retail sales and cancellation on the stamps will also be available for the 4 days of the convention in the West Concourse of Gen Con. And then if you would like, you can go right across the street from Lucas Oil. There is a post office just right there. It's just directly kind of catty-cornered from Lucas Oil, and you can buy the stamps in there and get them canceled on August 1st if you'd like to actually get the sheet canceled for the day that they come out.
Have they said when these will be available in like everybody's post office?
It should be August 1st as well.
Okay. I might pick up some of them only to like put them in weird places. I mean, for the Larry Elmore one for sure. Like, put in my first edition book or something like that.
There you go. Yeah. Oh yeah, I will definitely buy at least 1 or 2 sheets of these, and I've never really been much for getting like the sheet canceled on the day they came out, but that may be kind of cool to do this and then frame that. Because
I get to the post office every so often, so
it like really is kind of a big deal that we're actually getting D&D on stamps, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, absolutely. So So there you go. If you're excited about those, August 1st is when they'll be available. And yeah, they said they should be in your local post offices that day. If not, should be just a couple days after. But I did talk to my post office a couple days ago, and they did say that, yeah, they're supposed to get them on the 1st. So your miles may vary by your post office, but there you go with the D&D stamps. And then Kickstarter that I do believe we both backed, I guess I was trying to think of how to word that.
Nope, absolutely. Yep.
Is coming to retail as well. That is the Monty Python's Co-Curricular Medieval Reenactment Program.
Yeah, we got to be getting our physical copies pretty quick here.
Yeah, I would think so.
I would. Yeah, you need to look at Gen Con just to see if Exalted Funeral has the has like a display of the stuff that we're not getting.
Yeah.
So there's the book, and then you could also buy the game where you launch cows over like it's almost like playing cow tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is. I mean, we've had the PDF for a while now, and they have been accepting feedback on it and stuff. But this looks pretty fun. I'm really waiting for it.
It says, yeah, they didn't, they did say October 2024 is when it's going to hit stores. So I would assume we would get the Kickstarter August, September, probably then.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if they might have a couple at Gen Con.
Yeah,
to show off.
they might, maybe. I will definitely have to. Exotic Funeral usually has a booth, so I will definitely stop by. But this is a role-playing game that heavily draws on Monty Python's complete catalog of works. The Flying Circus show, the films, the albums, stage, and live shows. Just think Monty Python, and that's pretty much what the RPG is. I have read the PDF a couple times, and it is insane.
And they got a lot of little adventures in it too. I was actually surprised.
Yeah,
there's quite a bit of playing content in it. And Exalted Funeral also has that one game I sent you. Did you even mention that one on the show yet?
I don't know if I did or not.
Do you remember exactly what it was called? Because I did.
Oh, yeah, it was something like record collectors or pretentious assholes or something.
Record collectors are pretentious assholes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I saw this game, and I have no idea what it's about. It might even be like a fun little card game or something like that. But I saw that sent to Drac and said, "Hey, you got to get this." But they Exalted Funeral, if you don't know, they're one of these companies that work with other game companies to help get their products published, and they're out of the UK. So that's where Morkborg comes from. That's where Old School Essentials comes from. So Exalted Funeral's got some pretty wacky products, but some of them are pretty fun. So if you're ever looking for something that's a little bit off the wall, like Monty Python, check them out.
And they also do the Old School Essentials too.
Yeah.
They're the company behind that. So there you go. MSRP on it will be $50. So,
which is a good price.
Yeah, it is actually.
Most stuff is either $10 or $15 higher than that nowadays. And considering and I don't think they're exaggerating the thickness of this book either, because there's a lot of content in the PDF. Yeah, so it's a good price for what you're getting.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. So looking forward to that. Looking forward for that Kickstarter to fulfill as well. See the physical of all of that. Also, if you want to paint some miniatures, you can do that because Army Painter has announced they have a new set of Game Master Adventure Starter role-playing combo paints. That is a mouthful. These are going to hit August 17th. This is in their War Paints line, which is a very popular set of paints. They are geared towards beginner painters. Features a paint formula with very high pigmentation and a flexible triad system for the color scheme, so you can create smooth color transition on models if you know what the heck you're doing. That is not me. I'm dipping my little toe into the world of painting, but I can't do any of that fancy color mixing stuff.
Yeah, my painting days are over because of my eyesight, but It does look pretty cool. I mean, honestly, most people get the cheap crap at Walmart, and
Yeah.
it sort of works. But I mean, if you get some companies put out paint that's actually made for painting miniatures, is a lot easier to use.
Yeah, and
So
that's what these are. These are definitely geared for that. You're going to get 15, 18 milliliter bottles of paint. They are perfect for painting RPG miniatures. Also, you're going to get 5 different minis in the set as well that you can use the paint on to practice. Also, and those are snap to fit miniatures, so they're really simple to put together. You just snap them together. You don't actually have to glue them, or I would probably recommend still gluing them, but they say they're just snap to fit. And then you also get a starter brush and a paint guide. $49.99 is the retail on this. August 17th. You can find that in your friendly local game stores, and more than likely on Amazon as well, because I know Army Painter does sell their stuff on Amazon, or you can get it directly from them.
yeah,
But
this is good Christmas material for your beginning gamer.
oh yeah, definitely. Hands down. So, as we said at the beginning of the show, today was Free RPG Day.
Indeed.
Free RPG Day, if you don't know, was established way back in 2007. That does seem like a long time ago. It really wasn't that long ago, but if you think about it, that was a long time ago. Based,
Yeah, it just means we're getting old, Drac.
yeah, we are getting old. Very, very much so. What it is your friendly local game store can buy a pack of whatever is in the RPG Day list, and then they give those away for free. And it's up to your game store how they do them. Each game store is different. Some let you get, you can choose, like, of the books, you can choose like 2 books, 3 books, 4 books, whatever. Each game store is different, so check with your game store on that. But this year there was quite a bit of stuff. They had 5e adventures, non-D&D adventures. They had a bunch of quick starts. And then they had some accessories as well. And I know Beeker went to Free RPG Day, and so did I.
Yeah, you want me to go first?
You go first, because I am curious on what you were hinting at the beginning of the show, or before we started recording the show, I should say.
Yes. So it was a very, 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 very rainy, wet drive, and from where I live near Sheboygan, Wisconsin, all the way over to Fond du Lac, to Schmear Hobbies. So Schmear Hobbies is a pretty big game store in Wisconsin. They have 2 locations. One's in Fond du Lac, one's up towards Appleton and Green Bay, and they also do a lot of local cons. So they bring their gaming stock to conventions. They were at GaryCon. They often show up at other conventions. I'm sure there'll be a Gamehole Con, but so they had. I was the first person in the store. Woo. Because I was sitting outside waiting for him to open.
Nice.
Yeah, well, sort of.
Well, okay.
So
do tell.
The store limited you to 2 choices. Okay. But then I said, "Oh, geez, only 2?" I said, "Well, can I buy extra ones?" He says, "No, but for every $25 you spend in the store today, we'll give you another choice."
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So and they marked all of their role playing products, every single one of them, not miniatures though. The products 20% off today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 3 things that I was really looking for. Okay. So that I really didn't want to go online and buy if I could support my local game store and
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
get a 20% discount. Woo. Negative on those. They didn't have them in stock. But I did manage to pick up a couple of graphic novels because it's a big comic book shop too. So it's board games, comics, and role playing stuff. So I picked up a couple of graphic novels that I've been looking for, and another set of Marvel multiverse role playing game dice.
Nice.
So I did crest the $50 limit, so I actually got 4 picks total. So first of all, I picked up the Marvel multiverse role playing game X-Men expansion. and we've talked about this a couple times, and we talk about it on the stream a lot. But I really love the Marvel game. I'm writing an adventure for it for Gamehole Con that Matt Forbick and I are going to run, and the the offering for Free RPG Day it's literally a comic book, okay, where you just page through, and the quality is really nice. I'm actually all of them. I thought the quality was really good for what they were giving away for free. But it's all about X-Force. So there's original X-Force. The comics have had multiple versions of X-Force over the years. There's Domino's X-Force, Black Ops X-Force, Uncanny X-Force, Psylocke X-Force, Cable's X-Force, which I think is the current one. Or no, Krakoan and X-Force is the current one. But and then there's a little kind of it wasn't really an adventure, but you could turn it into one in there. There's a map of one of the X-Force headquarters, things like that. And then in the back, and then there's adventure hooks that you can do it. And then in the back they have 3 characters that have not been outlined yet. Bishop, the Dazzler, which is an awesome character back from early X-Men that probably a lot of people don't know about, and Gambit, which everybody's been screaming for. And if you watch the X-Men 97 cartoon that just came out on Disney Plus, you'll know why people have been wanting to play Gambit. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then the X-Men, the official release of the X-Men book is coming up right around Gen Con. They'll probably have it at Gen Con, I would think.
I would think so, probably.
I know. As we're recording this, Matt Forbick's at Origins, and he's actually selling copies of the the core Marvel game, and then the Cataclysm of Kane book. He's selling those out of his booth. So that was the first one. That was my number 1 pick. My number 2 pick, which I think you got as well, is the Dragonbane Adventure.
Mm-hmm, I did.
Honestly, this was the thickest one I could see in that whole rack.
It was. There was another one too that was about this thick. I don't remember what it was though.
Yeah, they don't have page counts on here, so I can't really say how many pages. But when I compare it to the second two,
it's a pretty hefty for free. Yeah, it's a pretty hefty adventure.
Well, the first half of it. So there was 2 offerings for Dragonbane. One was the quick start stuff that they offered online like a long time ago, and it also came with the Kickstarter. So I already have that. I wasn't interested in that. But then the front half of this has a lot of the rules introductions that come with the full product. So stuff on range combat, how that works, melee combat, actions and movement, healing and resting, other hazards, stuff you didn't see in the quick start. And then there's a small section about monsters and how monsters work, and then magic as well. And then there's an adventure called The Sinking Tower, which looks really cool, actually. I might have to pick up the PDF of this so I can run it online, or I'd like to run it online, but it's not in Fantasy Grounds yet. It's only in Alchemy. And when I run it in person, I had the PDF, so I would take the maps and I'd blow them up really big, so that we could use miniatures on a gaming table the 2 times we've played. So, paging through this looks like a really good adventure. So, kudos on this one. The other product, one of the products I was looking for, is their Bestiary product, but they didn't have it in stock. So that was my first 2 picks, and then with my second 2 picks, the first one, and then as Drac knows, my Tales of the Valiant physical Kickstarter product arrived on Friday. Woot woot. And I picked up the first level adventure for beginner characters, Shards of the Spellforge. And it's just literally what it is a quick little adventure, and you can use the pre-generated characters that Cobalt Press has had out for it for a while. It is 5th edition compatible. There really isn't a whole lot in here that's super specific to Tales of the Valiant, other than probably the monster opponents that you have in here. You're probably gonna want to dig those up from somewhere. And then the last thing I grabbed was the Starfinder offering. So Starfinder second edition is going to be coming out real quick here, and the playtest, and then the final edition will be next year. But Paizo's doing the same thing they did with Pathfinder 2e. Is they're putting out a playtest edition for everybody to pick up cheap, and then they're having a full product release later. And it isn't an adventure, but it's about a dozen monsters.
Okay.
And it looks pretty cool. I and as I probably mentioned on this podcast a couple of times, for years I've been in search of a decent sci-fi game to run, and I did pick up the first edition Starfinder stuff, and I did like it, but I could never find anybody to play. So I actually have a couple of people now who are interested in playing, but I was like, okay, well, let's wait until the new edition comes out. But my favorite so far monster in this book is the computer glitch gremlin. Say that 3 times fast. Looks like a little goblin with little cybernetic fingers, who probably has a fun time with your computer systems. But that looks pretty cool. And then I also did get the free Avatar Legends dice that they were handing out, so I grabbed one of those. And then there's the Strahd Mini, which I know Drac was drooling over when we were talking last night.
Yes.
And I didn't ask about it at first. So I came in, I found out that if I spend a few dollars, and everything was 20% off. So I'm looking through. They had 3 gigantic racks just with gaming stuff, which is cool because honestly, more than 50% of the gaming stores, at least in the state of Wisconsin, that consider themselves gaming stores, are nothing more than just Magic, and maybe a couple of players' handbooks for 5th edition, and that's it. So very happy to see big racks of gaming stuff in my local hobby store again.
Oh yeah.
But so I'm listening, and then the next guy that come in the door, he's like, "Hey, you got that Strahd Mini?" So what happened? Now I don't know. You didn't tell me yet what it was at your store,
Right.
But I said, oh, and so later when I went to talk to this gal and check out, I said, well, okay, so I heard the guy talking about the Strahd Mini. So what's the deal with that? She says, well, we only have one of them, and we're going to give it away to the first person who buys $50 or more of D&D miniatures.
Nice.
So I don't need D&D miniatures, so I didn't pick it up for anybody. Sorry. But I also saw that, hey, maybe they got a little bit of overstock on their D&D miniatures because nobody's buying them.
Nobody's buying, yeah.
So that was how I got the Strahd Mini at my store. And I'm sorry, if I'm going to spend $50, I'm going to buy gaming stuff.
Well, yeah, no, I don't blame you. At all.
Yeah, so that was the deal there. So it might still be there as far as I know. But so and while we were there was at least a dozen people that came in. I actually grabbed the last of the shards of the Spellforge from Cobalt Press. That was the last one, and there was at least 10 of them there when I got in. So, so there was a few people that came in. It's a little bit of game store. It's like their secondary game store. The big one's up in Appleton, but they had the back area. There's probably like 5 or 6 tables for people to play games on. They had miniatures. They had war game stuff. They had little cutesy stuff for kids in the front. So it was fun. It was interesting, and like I mentioned to Drac last night, I would go to one of the Milwaukee stores, but driving in Milwaukee is such a pain in the butt between construction and people driving like idiots. It was easier for me just to do a country drive in the pouring rain and.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. So, but really nice people. A couple of nice ladies there running the store when I was there, so that was cool. And they had a lot of other things, dice and everything. But like I said, a lot of the gaming stores, like there's a gaming store here. Well, I'll stop in, and it's like all Magic.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, so more of a traditional type of gaming store. So that was fun to see. So that was my trip.
That's kind of like how my local store is. Shout out to Secret Door Games. They do a lot of Magic. Matter of fact, I was the second person in the store, and the guy in front of me was not there for free RPG day. He was there to buy a bunch of Magic cards. Dude dropped $300 on Magic cards. Because I was like standing there because I was looking at some other stuff after I got the free RPG stuff, and he was like, "I'm looking for this single and this single and this single and blah blah blah." He had like this whole list, and I heard his total when he checked out. It was like $297 and something.
So still crack for gamers after all these years.
And I'm like, "Oh my god, dude, good on you." But yeah, so no, we don't do that here. But hope he got what he wanted. It sounded like he did. There was a couple of them he was super excited to have. So
yeah.
He was a serious gamer. But the funniest part of him being in there, though, his like girlfriend, wife, whatever she was, I don't know, whatever significant other, was like with him, and she was standing there just looking bored as all get out. Like, every time he would mention a card, her eyes would just glaze over more. It was
that's funny.
It was pretty good. I was trying not to laugh out loud, but so I my store, they were doing, you could get 3 books. All of the other stuff that they had, like they had like some dice trays and dice bags, some dice. They had those WizKids miniatures. They had a Strahd and a couple others. Those, they are doing different this year. Like last year, they were just on the table and you could grab like 2 books and one of the other items. This year, those all went into a raffle drawing.
Oh, okay.
You got a free raffle entry, so maybe I'll win Strahd. I don't know. I doubt it. RNG and all that, but yeah, it was like you just, which is weird. They've never done that before, but I don't know if it was like more expensive this year for them to get all the stuff. But the 3 titles that I chose were Not a Drop to Drink. This is a one-shot 5e adventure. It's from Loke Battle Maps.
I purchased stuff of theirs online.
Yep.
For my Marvel game. They got some really cool battle mat images.
Yeah, we've done reviews of some of their stuff. It's been quite a while, but yeah, they are having a new product come out that is called the Calendar of Many Adventures. It's coming out next year, and this is kind of an introduction to that. So basically what it's going to be is it's going to be a calendar, and then it's going to have some little like one-shot adventures, and then it'll have like a battle map that you can use in the adventure. So I picked that up. Then I picked up the Plague Bearer Dark Fantasy role-playing game, quick start rules, and it's an adventure called Death Out the Stars. It's based off of Zombicide. So it's Plague Bearer in Zombicide. They're running a game found for the RPG, which I didn't even know, because I know they have these Zombicide Chronicles RPG, but apparently they're having one just called Plague Bearer now. I just thought this was just like a one-shot for Zombicide, but it's actually to try to get you excited about this thing on Game Found. I'm going to have to look at it. And then I got the Dragonbane, because, like I said, that was a pretty thick book, so...
and it's a pretty cool adventure.
Yeah, I kind of leafed through it a little bit. But yeah, I will put some pictures up. Beeker sent me a picture of stuff he got. I'll put pictures of stuff I got, and then I'll kind of put a picture up. I took a picture of the table so you can kind of see how my store had it laid out. But it's always cool. And then I did support the store because, it's free RPG Day is just trying to get you in the store to get all this free RPG stuff. Maybe discover a new RPG that you'll like because you're getting the stuff for free. But it's really to help get you in the door of your local game store and to spend some money. because we need to support our friendly local game stores, or we're not going to have our friendly local game stores if we don't support them. So I did support my local store today as well. I picked up the New Vegas expansion for the Fallout miniature Wasteland game.
Yeah, they had no Fallout stuff by me.
Really?
I asked, and she said it's sold out so quick.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to get it restocked.
I was surprised. They had a couple of the TV, the Hollywood Heroes, which is basically minis that you can use in the game based off the TV show that just came out on Amazon. They had like a couple. I already have it, but they had like a couple copies of that left, and then they had like one or two just odds and end miniatures. But yeah, that last time I was in there, they had like a whole Fallout section, and the girl that was working the counter, she like see me looking at that stuff, and she's like, were you looking for anything in particular? And I'm like, no, I was just looking. And she's like, yeah, that as soon as we get that stuff in, it sells. So yeah, Modipius needs to print some more of that stuff, and like yesterday.
I'm sure they'll have it for Gen Con.
Oh yeah. I did see a picture, or maybe it was a video. I saw something somewhere at Origins, and it looked like they had quite a bit of stuff, and they did have these starter sets, which have been sold out for a while. So they did have those at Origins. So I'm assuming they'll have them at Gen Con as well.
Yeah, I have the starter set. It's good. It's real good.
Picked up that, and then picked up a couple small sets of paint, because like I said, I'm slowly dipping the toe into the whole painting thing. Kind of scares me, but we'll see how it goes. So that was my free RPG day. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll win something out of that raffle. They said they would contact me either tonight or tomorrow if you want anything. I don't know. And they didn't really say how, like, if they were like just doing it all in like one big bundle, or they were just doing each individual thing. They just said all of that stuff was included in a raffle. So I'm like, okay. So there you have it. So we will definitely tell you next year when free RPG day is, and then go out and participate and go into your friendly local game store. So elsewhere in the world of role-playing, looks like we have the site Dicebreaker, which was a news type site for not just role-playing games, but for basically tabletop games. Question mark is no more.
Yeah, so there was a video that I saw from somebody that Drac and I both follow, and I followed up on it with looking at some articles. The Dicebreaker's site's been down for it doesn't really say how long, but it's been a couple of days, and it was all because Dicebreaker's owned by IGN, and IGN got bought out by some company related to Ziff Davis, which is a big... No. Trying to see...
No. Dicebreaker got bought by IGN.
Oh, did they? Yeah, but IGN is owned by somebody else.
Yeah, they are owned by Ziff Davis is the one that owns IGN.
But don't they also own the Gamer Network?
That is who Dicebreaker... IGN bought the Gamer Network.
Gamer Network. Okay, that's what it is. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, and they dissolved it because it was basically, I mean, not. I don't think it was 100% a competing news channel, but I mean, obviously there was enough overlap where they thought that they could just say close her down. But the big thing was all the people that run Dicebreaker were running like this huge convention in the UK like this weekend or next weekend.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be this weekend.
Yeah, and they shut it down.
Yeah.
I mean, just out of the blue, they just, and I mean, who knows if people are going to get their money back, but people had, I saw a couple of news sites that said, hey, I got non-refundable plane tickets.
Yeah, like, people had plane tickets. Some people said they were on a plane to this thing, and they said, "Oh yeah, don't bother coming. We just canceled this."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, oh,
So look for a class action lawsuit there. My
yeah,
gosh.
yeah,
But
that's pretty
yeah,
bad.
I mean, I'll admit I did go to Dicebreaker for a couple of things. I mean, they're not a bad site. They did do a lot of 5e stuff or no, the reverse of that. They did a lot of non 5e stuff and a lot of
Yeah.
board games. Um, and it had. I mean, they did a little bit of 5e stuff, but not a whole lot.
They were
Uh,
one of the first sites to kind of break the OGL
yeah, yeah.
scandal too.
So another one bites the dust, as it were. So yeah, I don't know what else to say, but the big thing was that convention that got shut down.
Yeah, that was craziness.
Yeah. So, well, R.I.P. to Dicebreaker, I guess.
And hopefully all the people that work there, because they had like a small staff, but I think there was like maybe 5 to 10 people. It wasn't like a
Yeah,
huge staff.
I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't think it was more than 10.
But yeah, I hope they all find employment somewhere else quickly, because it always sucks when, especially when your company gets bought out and then they just like shut you down.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they all move on to something.
And probably, I mean, think about it though. I mean, 10 people. That means that there was a lot of people that were probably hired just to support the convention, because the convention can be.
Oh, I would think so. Yeah.
If it's done right, it's a major source of income for, for a small company, and so that kind of sucks.
And then also, Pendragon 6E has its first campaign.
Well, and the campaign book came out.
Oh, okay.
A month or two ago, I think, was when it finally arrived. But the Grey Knight, and this adventure. So if you picked up the starter box, apparently you can run this adventure with the starter box, which is awesome.
Really, that is kind of amazing, actually.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
And then you don't have to buy I mean, you can buy the core book if you're a real super fan, but
Right.
you could. They promoting this adventure, saying, hey, you can run this with the starter box, which you and I both have, and it's getting pretty good reviews. So it's not a small product either. It's like a whole campaign beginning to end. So that just dropped. I've only seen it drop on PDF. It's like $15 on drive-through.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all. So the Great Knight. If you're interested in Pendragon, yeah. So.
Might have to pick that up. And
Yeah, I might just out of curiosity,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
And then your favorite RPG at the moment, Marvel Multiverse RPG.
Indeed. So this past week, and this is probably just prior to Matt going to Origins and then an upcoming Gen Con, they released all the developer notes and everything in the table of contents, regarding the X-Men expansion. So I'm super high on this game. I mean, I've been collecting comics since I was 9 or 10. Drac seen a picture of my first comic. It's in pretty rough shape. But it is from 1972, so you can read into that however you want to. But I mean, the amount of heroes and villains that are outlined in this book are like twice what's in the core book alone. So new rules, new errata for the game. Obviously the game is in its second year. It's trying to streamline a couple things that people are finding. And then on the 17th, so a couple weeks from now, they're releasing Deadpool Roleplays the Marvel Universe adventure.
Yes.
And if you're a comic book fan, there was a comic series called Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, where Deadpool went from multiverse to multiverse to multiverse, and he just killed everybody. And,
excellent comic, by the way, if you haven't read it. It's so good.
Well, it's good and it's hysterical, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course it is. It's Deadpool. Come on.
It is Deadpool. So they kind of outline some stuff going on with that. And then the next expansion for the game, which is the Spider-Verse expansion, which I know Matt's working on like right now. He's kind of on his summer tour right now, so I think it's like on hold a little bit. and I'm not sure. It says March 2025, so I'm guessing he's got to hit his turnover pretty soon if he hasn't already. But the best part is on the cover of this book, right in the front, Spider-Ham.
Oh, nice.
And anything that's got Spider-Ham on the cover, I'm in.
Oh, heck yeah.
And then Spider-Punk is on there. Guys from the Spider-Verse movie, the Muslim Spider-Man, whose name I can never remember. They have Spider-Man Noir, which apparently is going to be a movie that they announced not too long ago, and Nicolas Cage is going to play him, like the way he voices him in the...
I didn't hear about that somehow for some reason.
They're talking about it.
Really?
And then Spider-Woman, Jessica... forgetting her last name, which was a big character in the Secret Wars. And then there's a product that's been out for a while. It's called Tony's Workshop, which is kind of like their errata document and stuff like that. There were some updates for that. So if you're interested or playing the Marvel game, the X-Men book is really gonna expand things big time and bring a lot more characters to the game. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Then they also announced Origins is happening right now. They announced their plans for that. Then they announced their plans for Gen Con as well. Looks like a Gen Con going to have the first chance to snag an early copy of the X-Men expansion. And then also that Deadpool roleplays Marvel Universe. They're going to be running sessions of that, so it's the first time you'll get to actually see and play that.
Yep, absolutely. And Matt will be there. Matt Forbrick, the author. So check him out.
If I happen to see him, I will name drop your name.
I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that.
I try to name drop your name any chance I get. So
yeah, whatever door that opens for you, I'm fine with it.
So far, none. But I'm hoping one of these times it will. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Oh, then let's move into, the company everybody loves to hate. It's Hasbro WotC news time. Yay.
Is it good cop, bad cop time now?
No, that'll be in a minute.
Okay.
So hold on. You're ruining the surprise.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yes, Hasbro WotC did announce, if anybody really cares about, I guess they're calling it officially D&D 24 now. That's the official name of the not 5e.2, not 6th edition, not a new edition, but...
And one book being released not in 2025?
But yeah, exactly. Yeah, so if anybody still cares about that edition, whatever you want to call it, edition, it's September 17, 2024 is when the player's handbook and the character sheets come out. Okay, and can we talk about why do they sell character sheets? They have done this for a while, so this is not new that they're doing. Like back in the edition that shall not be named days, they sold them too. Just print them out, people. Like, why do you buy character sheets?
Well, and you wait within a week of the books being released, some artists or guys out there will put together character sheets that are 10 times better than what the gaming company is. I mean, the online world has pretty much you can find a character sheet for just about anything nowadays.
So September 17th, character sheets and the player's handbook. Then if you want to pre-order that now, you can do that. It is on Amazon. It's the only place that I've seen it.
The BTTs you can...
Yes, I mean, of course it's on D&D Beyond, but I'm talking physical books other than D&D Beyond. Only place I've seen it pre-ordered is Amazon. Right. Both the book and the character sheets. Then November 12th is the Dungeon Master's Guide and the 2024 version of the Dungeon Master's Screen. Once again, both of those are available on Amazon to pre-order. And then last but not least, the 2024 Monster Manual will come out February 5th of 2025 because reasons I don't
understand the need to call it Dungeons and Dragons 2024.
I don't either.
Just call it 6th edition.
Exactly. Just call it 6E because that's what it is.
Yeah,
You're changing it, so just whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently it's officially D&D 24 books is how they're, because that's not going to be confusing when somebody goes into a game store and sees 2 versions of a player's handbook and it's like, oh, is this a new edition? Not really. It sort of kind of is, but anyway.
So here's something that I literally just noticed as I'm looking through this article, Drac.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the monster manual, look at the spine. This is the identical. It's pretty darn close to, if not 100% identical to the current spine of the 5e.
It's exactly identical.
How confusing is that?
Oh, it's this whole thing is going to be confusing for people, especially new people.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is there 2 versions of a monster manual? Which one should I get?
Right. And I'm going to say something. The game store that I went to for today, they had a considerable stock of 5e stuff.
Oh, mine.
Shelf. And
mine did too.
Yeah, they're going to have to either discount that or junk it, and write it off.
They had like 4 copies of the Vecna that just came out, and they had 2 copies of the cover that only game stores can get.
Right.
But the regular edition, they had like 4. It was like 3 or 4 copies of it.
Yeah, it was a full.
And then they had and then they had probably 3 or 4 copies of the Player's Handbook and the DMs. And like other various adventures. It took up. There was probably 3 shelves on the bookshelf of just 5e stuff, and then the rest of the bookshelf was, various other, they had some like DCC stuff and some other stuff. But like game stores are going to be hurting because, like you said, what are they going to do with the old versions of these? Because like if I was running in a game store, I would get rid of the old versions, not to confuse my customers, because this is going to be so confusing for people.
Take them and sell them on eBay at a discount. Or something. Just to get rid of them and maybe break even. The spine thing. Honestly, that irritates me because you spent all this time redesigning the look and feel of the game to what you think everybody wants, and then you make the spine the same. Because believe it or not, in marketing, the spine is huge.
I take that back. What I said, it is different, and the only difference is
the top part.
No, the old versions are black at the bottom. This spine is all red.
Oh,
I just noticed that because I was just.
Okay, so I'm looking at my. Okay, now I'm looking at my. So the top is red and the bottom is black, and this one is reverse of that.
Yes.
That just.
So there you go. That's how you'll know the difference.
That just screams lazy. That's just lazy writing.
The red books are 2024 edition. Like whatever.
Oh come on.
Whatever.
Come up with something cool.
And then, so now it's good cop bad cop time.
Okay.
You added this to the show notes. Apparently, there is a controversy. What? No, say it ain't so. There's a controversy with Hasbro WotC? No.
So
no.
They released like the character classes and subclasses this week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm actually if I'm gonna heavily play this version of D&D, which we both know I probably won't.
Yeah.
But let's just say, for example, if I did, they added the 5e had like a class and like 2 or 3 subclasses. I think it was mostly 3. Now it's 4, and some people are going, "Oh, it's 4. We get extra ones. Oh, this is great. This is wonderful." But then people are going like, "Hold on a minute." So some of these are just direct reprints of stuff from Xanathar's book and Tasha's
book. Yep.
But then some of them they've omitted completely. Some of the more and I don't know, but people are saying in some of these forum threads, "Hey, you got one of the most popular subclasses of whatever that was in Tasha's or Xanathar's isn't even on here." And then some of these are like brand new that they don't they've never had before. Like all those ones that are like supposed to be psionic, like the fighter one is with the Psi Warrior. Well, what the hell is that? Was that in Tasha's or whatever? I don't think there was psionics any before that. And then rogues have something called the Soul Knife. Was that something that's there, huh?
No, that's something new. I'm kind of curious to see what that is.
Yeah, so there's some good and bad stuff here, but I mean I like the fact that they added more because one of my reasons for not liking 5th edition was it was stale. I mean, you could play 5th, you're playing it for almost 10 years, and if you played on a regular basis or if you did like Adventures League or whatever, you could have, let's say you only played fighter class characters. Well, you probably could have gone through all these and, okay, well, what's next? The only options you have are going to go on to other game systems.
Right.
Or different publishers or whatever. So, I mean, there's some good and bad things here, but a lot of people are saying, well, okay, so you've added more of these subclasses, but then you got rid of microtransactions in D&D Beyond. So, I got to buy the whole book in D&D Beyond, which is where the bad cop comes into play.
Dun dun dun.
So if I'm a player and I'm not a DM, and maybe I have the player's handbook because I like the physical book, I got to buy the whole book again just to get, the Paladin Oath of the Ancients or the Paladin the Ancients subclass.
It's because I'm Hasbro. I like money.
Well, I mean,
tell me it's not. Tell me it's not.
Yeah, and we were talking last night. I mean, did somebody actually go through and like create a financial scenario where this is what would happen based on trends, or this would happen if we didn't do it?
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Yeah, well, did they? Because I don't know. I mean, there's never been anything that was said about it. Maybe there will never be, but
right.
I think that they're losing more customers and thinking that the customers that are staying are gonna, buy the book and the online content. I don't know. That to me is a jump in the river. I think keeping them separate is better for the gaming industry, but as we all know, doing it the way they're doing it now is more money in their pocket potentially.
And okay, I have a question.
Okay.
There have been videos that have came out. They've certain, let's be honest, shills of Hasbro WotC. They have given access to these classes to let them shill for them to try to get you excited about this. One of these videos, I won't name the person's name, but you can find it easily on YouTube, is about the Bard. I will be honest, I have never played a Bard in D&D ever. Never really interested me at all.
I mean, it's not
not my right.
Everybody.
Right. Exactly. So which is fine, which is cool because that's what makes a good party. Because there's some people that like to play bards. Okay, why the hell do we have a new class of bard that all they do is dance? All of their stuff is dance. So your bard, you're in a fight, and they're going to be like, hold on, let me do a ballerina dip, and let me twirl around. No.
So I will say that first edition Pathfinder had something very similar. But on the flip side, some of the abilities that the dancing bard had were useful, but in the large scope of things, yes, dancing bard.
I don't get it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Don't get it. I am interested though to see what the Soul Knife rogue is though. Since I heavily play rogues in D&D, so I am curious to know what that is.
Yeah.
And I think I did see that like Hasbro WotC themselves are going to do a video on it. I think next week.
Yeah, but you're right. There are people that are getting a lot of this stuff way in advance.
Yeah.
So I mean, especially if they're farming it out to VTTs now for advanced sales, they got to be working on this stuff, and it takes months to put that develop those products to put into like Fantasy Grounds or Roll20 or
Right.
Alchemy or whatever. So there are people that have the full boat on this right now, but nobody's broken NDRs yet and saying good or bad things
Right.
about it. They probably wouldn't shut down the good ones.
I was gonna say that's never gonna happen. Somebody did say something bad. You're never gonna hear about it because they're gonna take the video down.
Oh, they'll disappear from the planet.
Exactly.
But anyway,
Pinkerton's at the door.
Yeah, Pinkertons. But yeah, I wish I could be excited about it. At the moment, I'm not.
Me too. Sorry.
But that's just me. I mean, I
don't care.
I'm gonna embrace the older versions of D&D because I think they're still good. There's still so much role playing out there other than D&D that people can enjoy. D&D will always be my gaming home.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
But I don't think that this new way of doing product and new way of producing D&D is for me.
Speaking of embracing the old, there is a Greyhawk map over on the Dungeon Masters Guild. I guess it's not called the Dungeon Masters Guild anymore, but whatever it's called.
So this is another big change for D&D. So for 5th edition was focused on the Forgotten Realms.
Yep.
And this new edition is focused on Greyhawk. And I don't want to be super jaded and say, okay, this is a vain attempt to pull in the old guard. But I mean, I know that they're working, doing stuff with Luke now, and
right,
and stuff. So this isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No.
But I'm gonna wait and see how it's presented because I'm a huge Greyhawk person. But I have all the old Greyhawk stuff, if not in PDF or print.
Right.
Most of it's PDF. But
yeah, Greyhawk, I guess, in the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide, which is so stupid, is a sample setting in the DM's guide. So that's why.
Yeah. So if you might, the name, you're gonna know the name, Mike Shelley.
He's done. He did his Ravenloft maps were amazing that he did for Curse of Strahd.
Yeah, and he did all the Forgotten Realms maps for the launch for 5th edition or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And this is very his map here, and I'm looking right at it. It's very much a nod to Darlene.
Oh yeah, it is.
In the way that she did the original Greyhawk maps, which I love. If you Google Forgotten Realms maps, there's probably 9 or 10 different versions of them out there because it was always based on who the cartographer was that was available to work on Project X, Y, or Z back in the day. And then the same goes all the way through 3rd edition, 4th edition, and eventually 5th edition. But this is probably the first really, really, really good Greyhawk maps in Darlene. Because Darlene's still gets used, wildly everywhere, and guys will take their original maps and frame them and put them in their gaming rooms. This one's really good. I actually am very happy, and if there was one reason for me to pick up the new DMG or at least page through it, this would be it.
Oh yeah, I agree. This is I love Greyhawk as well. So, and then it just shocked me when I seen they were actually even mentioning more than just casually Greyhawk, because for a while it was like it didn't even exist. For I don't know the reasons behind that. I'm sure I can guess some of the reasons behind that, but yeah, it's just it's awesome, and this map is pretty awesome as well. So,
yep. So take it. Everybody's mileage may vary. If you want to embrace this new version of D&D.
Oh yeah.
My please be well and
more power to you.
Absolutely.
You buy it and you enjoy it and you play it. Not for me.
Yep.
Then we got a few things over in crowdfunding. We usually, when you're on the show, we tend to talk about Kickstarters and game founds and all of this various crowdfunding, and I know you added a couple things, and one thing I've never even heard of, so I don't know what the hell this even is.
You must be referring to the Voidrunners Codex.
That is what I'm referring to.
So this is from Morris from Ian World and his company that did the Level Up 5th Edition
This will
product.
be why I've never heard of it.
Yep. They call it A5E. This is the Voidrunners Codex is their science fiction offering.
Oh, okay.
It's got, I'm on the page now. It's got 11 days to go. I might pick up the PDFs. I mean, like I said, I love a good science fiction game. I mean, I wish. I mean, going back all the way to Star Ace from Pacesetter and the originally old Buck Rogers game that TSR did. And then, of course, oh God, I'm drawing a complete and utter blank on the first TSR. Oh my gosh, my elderly brain is kicking in here.
First TSR.
Star Frontiers.
Oh, okay.
Star Frontiers. So, I mean, going back to the original Star Frontiers and whatnot. And then, of course, Metamorphosis Alpha by Mr. Ward. Science fiction and role-playing has always taken a backseat to fantasy, which I've always thought was an unfair judging of science fiction role-playing. So, if you're looking for something 5e for science fiction, check out the Voidrunners Codex from Ian World Publishing.
Then Castles and Crusades Reforged is also kickstarting right now.
Yep, they got 18 days to go. They're at a little over $100,000 right now. The really cool thing about Castles and Crusades. So Castles and Crusades, another Die 20 role-playing variant that came out with the OGL. This was the last system that Gary wrote for before he passed away. And Steve Chenault, who is the head troll, one of the things that he does in his Kickstarters is he offers a player's handbook dirt frickin' cheap. You can get the player's handbook, and now for this, they're calling it Castles and Crusades Reforged. So you can get the player's handbook and a PDF of their new Barsum role-playing game, which is the John Carter of Mars history, for $25. $25 for a player's handbook, and it's good quality. This is their 10th. This will be their 10th iteration of a player's handbook. But for $25, it's just crazy. And then we were talking not too long ago that Edgar Rice Burroughs stuff all went into public domain. So this Barsum is like another one of those projects that's going to start surface once stuff hits public domain.
That's why that name sounded vaguely familiar. Okay.
Yep. But, it's a hardcover book. It's 272 pages long. And Steve gives away free PDFs of the previous version whenever he does a Kickstarter. So you can get a free PDF of the past player's handbook, the 9th printing, and then you can also, depending on his stretch goals, you can get a lot more stuff depending on what you pledge for. But a really good basic role-playing and D&D system that a lot of people think is like the successor to First Edition. So, if you're looking for something simple, check out Castles and Crusades.
I've always wanted to try it. I've never actually played it.
I used to play a lot before I started running more stuff at Gary Con. I used to play it at Gary Con all the time. Good time. Lots of good people. A lot of beginners too, because I mean, on average, Steve runs probably anywhere between 70 and 90 tables at the length of Gary Con. I mean,
oh wow!
Yeah, just a ton of stuff, and they're all full all the time. So, pretty cool.
And with that, we'll jump to a little bit of news on the tabletop. The big news of the week is a shock to me that it took this long to happen, but Cthulhu is finally coming to Horrified. There's going to be a new version of Horrified called World of Monsters. This is going to release August 1st. World of Monsters will, of course, have you face H.P. Lovecraft's mythos and the big daddy of them all, Cthulhu. But that's not all. There's going to be a Sphinx, a Yeti, and then the Janxi, which, if you don't know what the heck that is the hopping vampire from Chinese lore.
Indeed.
Which I am super excited about, more so than Cthulhu, actually.
Yeah, I remember they had that back in the original Chill game.
Did they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't have a copy of the vampire book anymore from Chill. I'll have to check with my buddy Scott. He was always a huge Chill guy. But the hopping vampire, yep.
But yes, so that's all the monsters that you're going to face in this new version. And then with Cthulhu, this is going to be a multi-step quest. This is going to be something new to Horrified. After you complete the multiple steps to finish the Cthulhu puzzle that you have to take out, you're actually going to jump into another quest that's going to be set actually entirely within Cthulhu's domain itself. So it's like a multi-part step you have to finish because in Horrified, you always have the certain things on the monster board that you have to finish off to, quote-unquote, beat the monster. With this one, you have to finish that off, and then you have a whole other set that you have to do that you get transported to Cthulhu's domain and transport you there and do that. And then also included in this one is something new as well. They are going to have rules on how you can mix and match the monsters with the Horrified Greek monsters. Only that one, they said. I'm not sure why the other two versions they're not letting you mix and match. I don't know if it's something rules. I'll have to see. But so if you want to bring in some of the Greek monsters to go along with these monsters, you can do that as well. Once again, August 1st, you'll be able to find this at Target, Amazon, and your friendly local game store as well. Go ahead. I was just saying, I'm just surprised it took this long for it. Because when Horrified first came out, I'm like, we need Cthulhu.
I actually was happy. I saw the older ones at Target. I love that Target carries some decent board games.
Oh yeah, yeah. And for a while, Horrified, Target was the only place you could get Horrified. It was like when they all came out, they had like a Target exclusive. It was like 2 months, maybe something like that you can only get them at. But yeah, Horrified's are really good games. This one is actually coming out at a little bit lower price point too, of $29.99, which kind of scares me a little bit because I wonder if they're gonna skimp on component quality. Because the last one, Greek Monsters, the component quality was not that great compared to the other two. So with the lower price point, that kind of scares me, but we'll see what happens with that.
And these are all standalones?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, other than this one, you can take the Greek monster one and mix them into this. But yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're each Horrified is a individual game. Like the first one was the Universal Monsters, and then the second one was like American cryptids. So it was like the Chupacabra, Bigfoot, Mothman. I can't think of the other one. There was one other one, but yeah. And then the other one was Greek Monsters. So yeah, they're all standalone.
Was the Hodeg in there?
No, actually.
Oh, dang! Wisconsin misses the cut again.
Yeah. Well, maybe they'll come out with another version of the American one. Who knows? So there you go. If you're into Horrified, World of Monsters. And then coming to your local friendly game store soon is going to be Avalon Hill Game Nights. This is a organized play program where select Avalon Hill titles are going to be featured at your friendly local game stores. The first event is going to be kicking off July 29th and running through August 29th. This is going to feature HeroQuest. It's going to be for the latest upcoming expansion, which we're going to talk about in just a second, The Jungles of Dethrak. Participating stores will get one copy of HeroQuest for the event. Later, they say that copy must be placed in your store's demo library. Then marketing materials, you're going to get a promotional set of HeroQuest dice in translucent green. That is going to be for 16 players only, so they're only going to get 16 sets of those. So I guess it's up to your game night or your game store, I should say, how to distribute those dice if there's more than 16 people that sign up for this. But check with your local game store if they're going to participate in this. And then later, after this one ends, they're going to feature Betrayal at House on the Hill, The Yawning Portal, and then Risk and Risk Strike. So this is going to be an ongoing thing for the stores. It looks like they each run just about a month long. So I'm assuming in September will be Betrayal and House on the Hill, and then November will be Yawning Portal, and so on and so forth. So if you're interested in this, check with your friendly local game store. As we kind of mentioned, HeroQuest and the Jungles of Dethrak is going to be part of that. That is the new expansion for HeroQuest, which is coming out. It's going to take players into the dense jungle surrounding the mountains of the world's edge. In the jungle, an ancient dwarven civilization has found new roots, but a sacred artifact held in Keller's Keep, prized by the dwarven refugees, has been stolen. Side note, have a question. Why is it always a dwarven civilization all the time? Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, well,
It's
apparently dwarves can't make the rent payment after a couple of years, and then they have to vacate. So I don't know.
I guess so. Because that artifact has been stolen, there is a blight that is infecting the jungle down to its roots. A powerful berserker has taken root in the jungle, and you must go in and vanquish that and retrieve the artifact. This features 60 new quests for HeroQuest. The quests are going to include something new to HeroQuest. They're calling it a choose-your-own-adventure mechanic. Yeah, players are going to choose different paths leading to a different ending. I'm curious on how well that is going to work out.
There's a lot of people still playing HeroQuest.
Oh yeah, oh it's great.
It's the cross between role playing and board games that people like, which I think is, I mean, even though it's still going on with new expansions, this is like the predecessor to like Gloomhaven and Frosthaven and
yeah, you can think of it like that. Yeah, it's
stuff like that. Yeah, but it's more basic, more intro. This is one you can maybe you might be able to get the wife to play.
True, yeah. It's a very beginner friendly too. It's
yes.
Because it features like a roll and move mechanic. So it's and then of course the new version has the app to where one player doesn't have to be the antagonist anymore. You can have the app do that, so everybody can play. You can run the app to run through the dungeon. This is up for pre-order right now over on Hasbro's Pulse website. They did say August 1st you will be able to get it on Amazon, and at your friendly local game store you can pre-order it then as well. Not sure if they're going to have it at Gen Con, but I know they... I did get a press release from Avalon Hill, and they did say that they are going to be showing it off at Gen Con. So... don't know if copies will be available there yet. MSRP is $44.99, and you must have a copy of the main HeroQuest game to play it, as this is just an expansion and not a standalone product. So HeroQuest Jungles of Dethrak. I will definitely pick this up. I've gotten everything for HeroQuest so far. I love HeroQuest. And it actually works fairly well solo with the app, which is kind of exciting, because it you just have to play multiple heroes, which kind of sucks, but it works real well because of the way that the app is, which I know a lot of people don't like, but if you're into solo gaming and you like little dungeon crawlers, this is an easy one to get to the table solo for sure if you haven't done that yet.
Cool.
So that wraps up all of the game news for DDO and other. So let's jump in to our week in gaming. Where the only thing I really did was cruising with Drac with you. We did that. We have a couple episodes of that, which I've added links into the show notes for.
Well, even though they've been falling off of my Twitch account because I don't pay for one. We've done 13. Last night was 13.
Was it? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I forgot to mention it when we were playing. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah. And every Cruising with Drac episode has a different Cruising with Drac picture.
It does.
So you have to jump in and check it out, because usually it's something that looks like a vampire with its shirt off and a drink in its hand. So you take it for what you will. I
never know what little AI art he's going to come up with next. It's always an adventure.
Something for me to do on my lunch hour on Friday.
And I will use this time right now to correct what I said in the last podcast, because I got told about it by a certain person that will be renamed nameless. Yes. So you are not on multiple lives. You are on your first life character, just like myself, and you are a Sacred Fist.
I'm a Sacred Fist. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the paladin that can punch. So it's a cross between a paladin and a monk.
I stand corrected. See, I was halfway right with the monk, because I said you were a monk of some type, I thought. There you go.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I stand corrected.
I've always wanted to play a Sacred Fist. I never had the chance. It's like, okay, I'm just going to do it for Cruising with Drac, and First Life, just stay on the same level as you. So we can balance everything out that way, whether we get our butt kicked together or we cruise through it.
Which we haven't had much problems, but now next week we might have a problem.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do Madstone Crater and Tor, probably Tor. Tor won't take that long.
Yeah, Tor. But I'm not too worried about Tor. It's Madstone Crater is the one that I'm kind of
because we're on Giant Hold right now, and then
kind of worried about.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna do the dragons, because the dragon farming for scales is
ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you do, then all the power to you.
Right, exactly.
Most people do that, and then they sell the scales in the store for millions of plat. So whatever floats your boat. But so we're gonna do Giant Hole, then we're probably gonna do Sharn, and then whatever else we can do to get us to 20. Then we're gonna probably reincarnate back to 1, and then do all the different content. So everything through like Waterworks is probably gonna be. Well, we could probably do Keep on the Borderlands.
Yeah,
because I don't think we did Keep on the Borderlands.
We did not this time. Yeah, This time, I should say, yeah.
Yeah. And then we can do Salt Marsh, and then
Oh, I forgot about Salt Marsh.
yeah, and then we can do Isle of Dread. I mean, there might be a couple other ones in between there. Because this time around we did Waterworks, and we did Tangle Root. We did Tangle Root, and then we did a couple of odds and ends ones, and then we did Ravenloft. Now we're on Giant Hold.
Right.
And then so and then hopefully by the time we get to 13, then Myth Drannor will be out.
Yeah, say we can do Myth. Yeah,
we can do Myth, and then kind of keep going on that line, and so yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, we go slow. We chat more than we talk about the quest, I think. But
yep,
that's fine.
Yep, that's true.
But I mean, if you want to see how just to do the basic quests and stuff like that, I think we've been doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think so too. And yeah, that's the thing. We definitely don't zerg at all. We take our time. I mean, there's some of them that we have done so many times that we run them maybe a little faster, but it's not like we're
sure.
It's not like we're straight zerging through them, but it's a good time.
Yeah, and we're often up against Shrimp Tom, who pulls down 100 users at a crack.
Exactly.
So Shrimp Tom, if you're listening, good job, buddy.
Shout out, Shrimp Tom. Good job, bud.
I do appreciate what he does, because he keeps the game alive by giving the really nitty gritty stuff, which a lot of people love. I mean, it's just
not me.
Yep, nope, me neither.
Not my play style.
I want to go through, have fun, see the cool graphics, and die every once in a while and enjoy it.
Exactly. Apparently, if you want to play with us, you can.
Yeah. Hey, if you're interested in joining us, we're cruising with Drac. We had some friends that we were playing with, but they disappeared on us.
They did.
If you're listening, friends.
Yes.
For reasons undisclosed, but not horrible.
Right.
Let's just say things change every once in a while. But change is good.
So if you play, and we play on Kyber.
Yep.
So if you want to play, Drac at ddoplayers.com, shoot me a message. We'll chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what about you, other than cruising with me, apparently?
Well, as mentioned, Marvel Multiverse role-playing game. I got a session tomorrow night we're playing. Going to be a good time. And then writing my adventure for GaryCon. Or not Gary. I will run at GaryCon, but for GameHoleCon. And spoiler alert, because it'll be coming out in the GameHoleCon pre-rig pretty quick. The adventure that Matt and I are doing is based on one of the classic things from Marvel Gaming that a lot of people might not know about, and that is Floating Poker Night. So if you don't know about Floating Poker Night is the Thing, Ben Grimm from the Fantastic Four. He would get people together once or twice a year, and they play poker, and then the proceeds would go to charity. And there are some classic poker nights, but typically poker night has a twist to it, whether it's like one of them the Kingpin showed up at to play, and another one they had played strip poker. That one wasn't detailed very much, but usually it's crashed by villains one way or the other, and there you go. So if you're going to GameHoleCon and you want to learn how to play Marvel Multiverse role-playing game, check out the Poker Nights. That would be KN instead of just N for nights. So, and then the only other games I'm really running right now, where Waterdeep Doors has kind of been on hold a little bit for the summer. We're supposed to maybe play again in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I gotta send out an email.
2 or 3 weeks, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta send out an email. Big battle, the final battle for level 6, the Malarkin home level. And Drac missed the last session, so I think he's in for a surprise when he gets there. And then Pathfinder. So got my Pathfinder 2e games, the one I've been running for several years now. we're coming up on the end of the fourth AP on that one. This is the 6 AP one, but that one's pretty good. We're having a good time with that, and then I'm going to be starting a new one. I'm not going to stream it or anything, but with Comic, who plays in our Waterdeep games, and Alex and his wife from D&D Night. They're going to start over at first level Pathfinder folks, and some people that are friends of comics that have never played before. So we're going to give that a try and see what happens. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that should be really fun.
Yeah. Other than that, reading through all my fun game stuff, I got to try to get around to redoing my Etsy store. But sales have picked up a little bit. The depressed economy has been hurting Etsy.
Yeah.
Sales. But yeah, well, that's about it for me.
If I remember, I will link that down in the show notes here. Later in the show notes, I will link your Etsy store so people can buy some cool 3D printed merchandise from you.
Yeah, I'm going to have a lot more miniatures up there pretty quick here, I think.
I will link that in the show notes. We currently have 12 supporters over on our Patreon. If you would like to help support DDO players, you can simply go to the donations page. You can support the Players Alliance Network, which is the podcast network we are a part of. Your money is used to pay for our podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for the live shows. Some people wish to donate without using Patreon. You can do that very simply. Shoot me an email, drac@ddoplayers.com. Several options for you there. Didn't have any reviews this week. Remind you, if you listen to the podcast on whatever podcasting app you use, go ahead and leave us a review. Let me know about it. We'll reread the review. Reviews help us immensely because the more reviews we have on the podcasting apps, the more we get pushed on the podcasting app. So it helps out a bit. Don't have any featured comments. You can leave a comment on either the YouTube version of the show or the show that's posted over on the website. We'll feature your comment on the previous show. Don't have any emails either. You can shoot us an email if you'd like. podcast@ddoplayers.com. We do have 2 shows here on the Players Alliance Network. Saturday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern is Lotro Players News. And then DDO Players News is varying times and days because of me. Stay tuned to us, because we usually tell you when we're going to go live, or if not, we just go live and you get the podcast and surprise, there's a podcast. You can join us for our live shows if you want, though, over at ddoplayers.com/live. That is pretty much going to do it for tonight. Anything else you want to talk about or say, Beeker, before we wrap it up?
Just enjoy whatever game you're playing. You know, whether it's an old version of D&D, a new version of D&D, or something else that's come out in the last few years. You know, whether it be a video game or a role-playing game, just have a good time with it and respect other people's ability to have a good time as well.
Indeed.
That's about all I got to say on it, because there's sometimes you hear negative stuff.
Just enjoy
role-playing it. Just enjoy yourself.
Enjoy gaming. It's supposed to be fun.
The world is too crazy right now.
This is true.
To turn your role-playing game into a drama society of some sort.
This is true.
It's meant to be enjoyed, and just have fun. That's what it's all about, guys.
Just follow the Will Wheaton rule. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Those are my words of wisdom.
Exactly. Just listen to Uncle Will and you'll be fine. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the show. Thank you very much for listening. As always, sure hope the RNG is kinder to you than it always is to me.